Hello, my beautiful loves. I'm here at work, and I know I haven't brought y'all a video in like forever. I actually started making one last week, and my memory ran out. So I was like, oh, I must not be meant. But y'all know the devil a liar anyway. So I probably should have just posted the like 2 minutes I did get of just me saying whatever. But this was on my heart, so all right, here it goes. I had seen a meme earlier today and I had to write it down. I was going to repost it. Two of them actually. And I had to write it down because I'm forgetful. And it was kind of profound to me because I was like, it's somebody out here that is confusing worth and humility. So the first meme was, your self-respect and self-worth has to be stronger than your feelings. Your self-respect and your self-worth has to be stronger than your feelings. And of course, anything can be interpreted any way, you know what I mean, that somebody thinks about it. And I know there are situations where people are like, I wasn't right. Let me reach out to this person. Let me reach out to this friend. Let me go back up to this job. Let me try to make this right. Which that's not what I'm talking about. We know in our heart and in our core when we have not moved appropriately in our portion of a situation. And then that's what weighs on us, and it makes us either regret or it moves us to make the situation right, even if it's something that might not be, an apology might not be accepted, or a friendship or a relationship might not be continued. At least you spoke your wrong, or what you know you didn't put your best foot forward in. And a lot of people will be in situations with people, friendships, relationships, jobs, anything. And they're like, oh, I have to make sure that I stay humble. I have to make sure I don't think I'm any better than anyone. I have to make certain that I don't make anybody feel inadequate with how I am. And that's not always the plus in a situation, because then we devalue ourselves in a way. We devalue ourselves and we think, well, you gotta stay humble. God don't like ugly, but he ain't too much of a fan of pretty neither. And you'll have somebody treating you in a family, in a relationship, in a job, not at the highest capacity of your self-worth. I study a lot. Y'all know I'm blind as a bat, so I should have my glasses on now, but I was like, no, I ain't putting on them glasses. At least I'm gonna do one video glassless. But I study a lot, whether I listen to audiobooks, whether I listen to lectures, just on multiple different topics, different religions, things like that, just to learn as much about the human perspective and as much about the human experience as possible, because this earth is a school. But one thing in my teachings or learnings I heard or read, and it was really, really profound. It was like the universe sometimes just sees our connection to things. The universe knows we need more money, or it knows we need more love, or it knows that we need more knowledge, or it knows that we need healing, but it might not have the whole story. The whole story is for us to figure out and to quantify. But then we make these connections to things. We make these chords, these connections to things. So Say if you're in a relationship with a job or with a person that really doesn't service you, that's really not something or someone that is going to advance you, but your feelings and your fact of being humble, like maybe this job isn't that great for me, but I definitely have to be thankful for what I have. I definitely should be thankful at least I got a man. I definitely should be thankful at least I have a relationship with my kids or with my dad or with my mom. I mean, I know he don't kind of talk to me, right? I know she be telling me I ain't shit, but at least I have that. And God always wants greater for us. He always wants us to have the highest of something. If we have a minimalist of one thing and we're okay with that, because He's going to make sure that we have everything we need, just knowing other aspects, it is it is so grand and even out of our concept how great everything that we have around us can be. So with that being said, we are like, well, I'm gonna humble myself. And I'm gonna humble myself and I'm gonna be happy that at least he texts me back. I'm gonna humble myself. Like, I know it's not enough to take care of my lifestyle and my kids, but you know, I'm working right now. I'm gonna humble myself and be like, I know my sisters and them don't really call me, or they'll ask me to keep my nephew, but when I ask them to keep the kids, they always got something to do. But I'm gonna humble myself because at least I have them. And in the process of always humbling ourselves, we are taking less than what is deserving of us. So don't confuse being humble with being thankful and grateful. Don't confuse it. Be humble and know that anything could be snatched away from you in a second. Be humble and know that we a lot of times complain just to complain when God is giving us everything we need and then in abundance. But how I was talking about earlier, how the universe just sees our connections to things. Like, the universe could have an amazing job for you. The universe doesn't see that you're in a job and it's not good and it's stressing you out and it's not making enough and it's making you physically and emotionally sick. They just see, like, okay, this is this person, this is the timeline, they have a job. Okay, I'm not gonna alter that. I'm not gonna impede in that. They're not seeing that it's a shit show and it's not bettering you or for a greater good for you. So without you removing that cord, without you cutting that connection, so the universe could see, all right, it's a space open. All right, bet, yeah, because I done had this over here waiting for this girl like the past couple of months, year or two. It's a space open. And it allows you for your greater good, your greater purpose. You could be in a relationship holding on to someone so hard who doesn't have the capacity to love you in the way that you need to be loved. There was another meme, I wrote it down, forgetful Gus. It says, sometimes you'll be too much for someone and you have to be okay with letting them go back to what they are used to. I couldn't even read my own handwriting, but hope y'all caught that. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll talk to guys and maybe I don't talk about my whole situation, my whole lifeline of things. That's my timeline. That's what I had to learn from. But things that I'm willing to share, and I'm very, very transparent. And they'll be like, why would you let somebody do that to you? Why? You know what I'm saying? You should have known this at this point, or you should have known that at that point, or you should have this. And what I was doing is I was lowering my standard for my inventory. I was lowering my standard for my inventory. Example, say that I want a $250,000 house and I make enough to get it, and it can have all the bells and whistles, everything I need, but I want to stay in a certain area. And we all know we're not going to get everything we want every time, every situation, but nevertheless. So say I want to stay in blankety blank heights, and that's where I'm most comfortable. That is where my family is close to. That's close to my job. I know the area. The commute would be short. All that, but none of the homes in that area are $250,000. They might be $150,000 homes, nice homes. Maybe not the deck in the back and the jacuzzi in the basement, and maybe not, a media room somewhere, or an office space, or just whatever your likes or wants are. But you like, well, and we all have to compromise. Ooh, light went out. Why does that always happen in my videos? That be spirit, like, wrap it up. But anyway, we all have to compromise, but it's a difference between compromise and sacrifice. And great sacrifice, not where you have to sacrifice for the people that you love and the situations because we all can't get our way. That's us being humble. But we're sacrificing in situations to the point where we are hurting ourselves or not furthering where we should be in life to meet somebody else's expectation. I think my video about to wrap up, so where it just wraps up, I'll just post it wherever. But I just really need you guys to be aware of your worth, to set a standard and keep that standard, because if